Champion Contender Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Champion Contender Podcast. My name is Joseph J. Jones.
My name's Fabian Collymore.
And we are joined with none other than the lippy chippy, Mr. Alex Hayman today. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. You guys good?
Yeah, we're all right. Thanks for coming down the pub.
That's all right.
Yeah. You said you was working around the corner.
Yes. Yeah.
What, in old Abscroft School?
In Abcross School, yeah. Yeah, bit of a... Yeah, an all right job, but the school is falling apart.
Right. Oh, really?
Anyone that's in the area that knows the school is falling apart, basically, in there. So the job we had to go in there and do bits, it wasn't the best, but yeah, only local to here, so...
Okay. Where are you from?
Southend on Sea,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so not too far at all, basically.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know a lot about it, which I'm sure many people do know a lot about it, tell us a bit about what you do and who you are.
Yeah, well, basically... Yeah, Lippy Chippy is my name on Instagram, sort of thing. Sort of diverting away from that now, in a sense that I'm now just promoting me as just Alex Hayman.
Okay.
Because worried to become too, is it not? You wouldn't say typecasted, would you? Or get put in a box that you sort of become just a lippy carpenter, and that's what you do is just content of just like builder stuff and overdoing the channel and stuff. I noticed a lot of stuff was coming in from builded stuff, and it was sort of like, well, okay, it was worked for the act that I had there, but I want to do more than that. I don't want to be just on social media and do stuff like that. I want to sort of progress, and I feel like the lippy chippy thing became a bit in a box. So now it's just more an Alex Hayman doing the stand-up comedy now, which I will do under Alex Hayman, would be lippy chippy.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, so, and obviously getting into acting now as well. So
yeah, because I've always... it's weird, like I was saying, it feels like when we was off it feels like I know you. Like it feels like you're a mate.
Yeah,
I mean, you've never met me from Adam. My brother introduced me to you, actually.
Oh, right, okay.
And I think he's younger than me, but he's got a mate who knows you sort of. His name's Ollie or something like that.
Right,
he said,
okay.
"Oh, this is sort of Ollie's mate." I don't know his second name.
Right, okay.
So we ain't gonna know who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like you're one of the lads that I already know.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I think I don't know why. I think that you're on the rise, and I can see you doing TV and things like that. Have you ever ventured into that world?
Yeah, well, obviously, like, I've got an agent now from doing what I did on the social media, but that is what I want to go and do. I wanted to get into TV and film. No one grows up and wants to be a TikTok star. They might do now, but that is not the goal for me. So I think you've got to be, in my head, I could be completely wrong, but in my head, it's like, don't do too much online that you then just become an online figure. Yeah. Because we're yet to see anyone go that crazy in TikTok and stuff that make it in television or make it in film or make it in movies, because I think if you do it, you do somewhat get overlooked because you've sort of, I wouldn't say it's typecasted, but you're almost put in a box already. Yeah. So, yeah, for me now it's the lippy chippy thing, and that was great. That's what sort of took off, but that wasn't my goal when I first started. It was just easy to involve it into the act. Yeah, it was to do stand-up comedy, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing live performances now, getting into TV. I've had some really positive feedback, and I want to go down that route. Wicked, brilliant. Yeah, so that's my next thing, because I think there's only with the lippy chippy, is there only a ceiling with that? You know what I mean? It's lippy chippy. It's that. It's, you look at some great creators like Bald Builders and stuff. They are just the builders. They're just in that sort of market, in that bracket. But yeah, I want to. Yeah, I've like I say, no one dreams of being a TikTok star or an Instagrammer or something like that. It's just that comes along with you if you progress in that field of what you want to do, if you know what I mean. If I'm making sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. So you have goals, basically. You know where you want to go.
I've got, like I say, I've always, when I first started, I've met loads of other content creators, and it's always like, oh, how many followers you got? And it totally cringes me out there straight away. And it's just like, oh, really? Like, that ain't me. It's sort of like, we live in like a generation now where people sort of just let all their values go for £1 no. It's sort of like, even look at OnlyFans, it's sort of like, oh, I'd do that for that. And it's sort of like, you don't have your values. Like, for me, it wouldn't be like if someone said, oh, you just do the TikToks, and you see some TikTokers that are just like eating roast potatoes and then in my eyes, I don't want to do that. It don't matter how much you pay me. I've lost my values. I've lost what's right in my eyes. So it's sort of like doing what you feel, it sounds really cringe, true to yourself in a weird way. But yeah, you've got to be, you got to stay focused, because the amount of stuff that I've been asked to do, and it's just like, oh, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not go on that program? Because that's not what I wanted to do. And once you do something like that, it's very hard to undo that. It's very like so you've got to be really careful how you tread. And then you could be like me, which is totally foreseeing it maybe too over the top, and it's like you need to chill out, you need to just take what comes at you. But with me, it's like I'm really particular about what I do, because you do get asked by loads of brands to do stuff, but they do forget that you're a brand yourself as well. So it's got to really mix with you and be right, because you could sell products online and all that, but people know, audiences wise, can sniff you out whether you're just doing something just for the sake of it. It's not actually really you. If you know what I'm trying to say.
I can relate in terms of people sending you down, you know, a certain route. I've written a song for you, and it's like some K-pop song that just totally isn't you. And you're like, oh, do this, and you're like, no, I want to do my own stuff. And you know, it served my integrity well. You know what I mean? And then sometimes think, oh, should I have done that? Because I could have gone down this road a bit more. But I'm happy where I am and what I'm doing, and I'm better off for it. You know, and it's sort of a thing. You know, I don't feel like when I watch your stuff that I'm just watching Lippy Chippy. Even though I introduced you as that. No,
totally.
I feel like I'm watching a creative comedic person doing their own little skits from their own benefit of their phone. You know what I mean?
Totally,
so like, I'll say, you know, you're not, but don't downplay what you've done, because I think it's quality.
I think it was. I look at it as a thing. It's everyone could relate to that person. It was just like, you was in a van, but I remember I got brought up to this stuff for a building company, like for a building brand, and they brought me along, and they went, right, Alex, how's Instagram help you get work and do stuff like that? And that's what made me really realise what I was doing. I was with all these other content creators that do stuff actually in the building industry, and they're like painters, and they've got all these big following, but it helps them get work. They show you before and after things. And they said, Alex, how does it help you? I was sort of thinking, I don't do that. And they went, oh, right, what do you do then? Do you talk about work? I said, no, don't talk about work either. And it was almost like, it made me think, I'm not like these creators in that, and I don't want to, and I'm here thinking I'm with these people. I don't do before and after. And I said, no, I work for someone. I don't work for myself. This don't benefit me anything. I've got an agent from it. I've got stand-up gigs from it. No, I've not got private work out of it, doing people around people's houses. So that's what made me have that view of thinking, hang on a minute, maybe what I need to do is let go of that a little bit. It still can have it in part of the act, but just move and do what was originally my plan, which was to be Alex Hayman and do the stand-up comedy and stuff, which I have done. Which is stuff. So and I say the Lippy Chippy was just relatable. Guy in a van, everyone can relate to, and it just worked.
Definitely.
It was good.
So what inspires you when you're creating?
I don't know. Comedy I love, because I think it's a very any serious situation, for me, putting it in a comedic way, it'll resonate with me. I'll understand it better, and it can just make, if you're worried about anything, if you see it put in a comedic sense, it just takes the pressure off of everything. I think it's just like, comedy's so good. And I know, you know, in modern terms now, you can't say anything, you can't joke about anything. But I think comedy's such a healing thing, if you know what I mean. It's just so like, it takes the weight. Why do you got to be so serious all the time? So for me, writing, putting stuff down, it's mainly, I can't lie, I can't fake anything. I'm always trying to be genuine. I've just done what's happened to me, and if it works, it works. And that's what I mean. I've always just spoke about things that are 100% true, 100%, and just put my own spin on it, and it works, sort of thing. So inspiration would be just everyday life, probably.
Okay, brilliant. So if I was to answer you a question like, what would you not say in comedy?
What would I not say?
What is off limits for you?
I don't know if I've crossed that bridge yet.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
think freedom of speech is a thing. And it should be still exercised.
Okay.
And within reason, you can say stuff.
But
I don't know. I'm yet to see anything that, because I think it's all been said.
Okay.
And it's only society that tells you it's wrong now. So it's sort of like, I could say something now and then society will tell me I'm wrong.
So do you have that fear of like being cancelled and stuff like that?
Because the world's so sensitive now.
It is so sensitive. So like you said, I could say something now and in 10 years' time, it'd be completely wrong.
Yeah.
So there is no right. It was fine then. It's only society that will tell you that it's wrong. So, yeah, I don't know. The stuff I say now could be completely wrong. Yeah. So I've got later to find out. But I'm yet to... Yeah, there's obviously some topics that are really, you don't want to touch on. Yeah. But no, you're yet to find out. I've probably said stuff that now will probably get me cancelled in 5 years, 10 years' time. I don't know.
Well, I've like touching on that a little bit, like stuff with like say Little Britain and things like that. Right? I felt that was what it was at the time, is that everybody knew that what they were doing was pointing the finger at British society and taking the absolute mick out of itself.
Yes, totally, yeah.
And then what happens years later, 15 years later, these oversensitive people go, hold on a minute, you can't do that because of ...
Yes.
But actually what you've got is these creative minds that are like, well, you're missing the point here. We're taking the absolute blast out of those people that are taking the, pointing the finger at the idiots, basically.
Yeah.
So I think no matter what you do, if you're putting yourself up there, you're vulnerable to the world anyway, right? Yeah. So you say you're doing more live stand up now, and
that is it. You're diverting into that now, doing more of the lives. Yeah, doing that.
So where have you been performing doing live?
I've done Bermondsey Social Club. Obviously, totally. God,
Millwall fans.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it still really bugs me now, but it still really goes, why did you do that? Is that I went on stage and I was late, and I was doing the guy that was MCing was Crazy Ginger Cabby.
Right.
And I'm already late, and I put on this top. I got ready for the gig. My mates take me up there, and I was just putting this top on. I went, oh, is that too small? Is that too tight? I went, I don't know. And it's getting late. And he said, come on, we got to go. I said, I'll just go. Right. Get in the car. We drive up there. I'll be late and we can't park. Actually get in, and I'm walking up and the bloke greets me and said, Alex, you're on. Literally now. He's just Crazy Ginger Cabby's stalling it for you. You've got to come on. Yeah. So I went, all right. So I'm coming. As I've come through the door, you see the whole audience and the stage is up there. So the whole audience know you're in. So it turns out it's all dark, the light opens, so it's like, oh, what's going on there? So I've came in and I've walked up waiting to come on, and straight away Crazy Ginger Cabby goes, here's Alex with a top that don't fit him, and it just like hard, and I just went knew it was too tight. So I'm already on the sort of ropes, if you like. I come there straight and I went, hello everyone, how you doing? If you've seen the channel, you know I'm a West Ham fan. Just crap this guy literally like with like a bulldog tattoo, you know what I mean, the most and I found out later on near enough the whole place in there was Millwall supporters, and had the actual season ticket at the Den, and I even said to the guy when I got out, so I said, I can't believe I did that joke about the Millwall. He went, yeah. He goes, I've got a season ticket at the Den as well, so even the bloke that booked me was a Millwall fan. So I was like coming out, and I said, but I got back from it, I said, well, that's how you get attention in South East London sort of thing. So I sort of did a joke about it, but done Bermondsey, done locally in Essex and stuff like that. So we've got a really good open mic night in Southend in the Alex pub called Little Smash Comedy, which is a great place to go. Anyone that's sort of on the circuit knows that's a great place to do new material, everything really good.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Going on your Millwall story, I had a similar one. I was singing down a pub in Bermondsey when I was about 17 years old, so I was like really young and just doing the gigs and whatever, and then I was doing a load of Sinatra and all this sort of stuff or whatever, and I just didn't clock where I was, you know, and I didn't drive. I've only just learned to drive about 6 months ago, so I'm 33 years old. But my mum would take me to these gigs and she's like sitting outside. Anyway, I've had this geezer come up to me and was like, I was watching the telly, I was just watching it because West Ham was on the telly, and it was the playoffs, so it was when we were playing Blackpool, and I was watching it on the telly like that religiously, massive. And then geezer comes up to me, all right mate, he said, you into the game, ain't you? I said, who do you support? And I was like, oh, I'm a West Ham fan. Not knowing where I was, the pub was just full of Millwall. And like me being like a 16, 17 year old, we ain't really, the closest we ever got to that was 2009 when, you know, Winston Reid put the ball in the back of the net. Like that was it, wasn't it, right? Yeah. So that's the closest we ever got to any rivalry with Millwall. But all of a sudden, like as I'm singing, I can just see shoulders, you know, looking at me, staring me in the eyes and stuff. And I'm thinking, what's going on? Geezers coming up to me, lions on their legs, showing their legs off and saying Millwall on the chest. I thought, mate, I better be good here. So I've done the gig, and then the main guy, who's just this big, burly, skinhead bloke, right, he just comes up to me. He said, mate. I was like, all right. He went, do do you want to do my daughter's christening?
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, sweet. We broke down the boundaries. So I was like, no. So I done it in the end. But,
brilliant.
But it's, there's things now, isn't there? Like poor little Weiler and stuff like that. Like obviously the charity that West Ham done where Millwall's, if you didn't know, we're West Ham fans predominantly in this room today. We've got an Arsenal fan as well. But like they're doing charity runs for it all now, and all that seems to have died down a little bit now, doesn't it? And whatever, Millwall, West Ham, I don't really care. We get some famous Millwalls in it, that'd be funny. That'd be great. Come in, mate, and just smash me pub up. Am I is it fair to say, I mean, you've probably had this shot at you before. You remind me, there's two people that you remind me of.
I know exactly what's going
to say. You're going to say it, and you probably, I won't say it unless you probably hate it.
No, I don't.
So Lee Evans.
Yes,
right? So Lee Evans and Mickey Flanagan.
Right,
in there. But I honestly, mate, Lee Evans to me, growing up, there's no one like him.
No.
And the physical attribute of what he was, and even the acting, mate, he was a stellar actor.
Yes.
So, I mean, has he ever played a role in your influence, or not really?
I would say like you.
Who influenced you comedian-wise? I suppose
I'd probably say Jim Carrey.
Oh, mate,
So Jim Carrey, like for me as a kid, every film that he was in, you just watch. So I'd say for him, I loved the physical side of stuff. But Lee Evans was always on the telly. He was phenomenal. I remember my parents watching him like live at the Overturn. It was always Mickey Flanagan, sort of Lee Evans. I think as a grown up, they were sort of like the big comics.
Yeah,
and Lee Evans is great. So have comparisons. That's a bloody great comedy.
But no, Jim Carrey, 100%.
I love all that. I love Jim Carrey. I would say So when I say you could sort of. He was probably the American version of Lee Evans or something. You know, in that physical comedy. But I'd say. Jim Carrey, Mickey Flanagan, I've seen live loads of times because he's so relatable because of where we're from in like Essex. You sort of know that he seems familiar, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I think, and it's just funny. He just sounds like my uncle. He sounds like my dad. He sounds like everyone I know. So it is just really funny. Mickey Flanagan. That's great to have that comparison and stuff like that. It's just I don't know. People will put what they think or how you've made them feel to people that they've got thinking in their heads.
People will always compare.
Yes, exactly.
They'll always go there. But I mean. The Mask was my favourite film growing up. As I
loved Ace Ventura. I used to go to school with the quiff, try and do it, and like have the Hawaiian shirts on. I used to love Jim Carrey. Still do. He went on a bit weird, didn't he? He went off and didn't do many movies, but Jim Carrey, man.
He seems to be the voice of everything now, doesn't he? Like, there's all these like ASMR sort of Jim Carrey moments where he's talking about life and the world, and I played the role of Jim Carrey and all this.
And I was lucky to get the part, and he said, and I remember hearing that, I'm thinking, cool, you're on a journey.
I know.
You're on a bit of a journey there, mate.
Do you want a beer, by the way?
Yeah, I'll take one. Yeah,
what do you want?
Corona, I'll take that. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Go on, Faye.
Go on. All right, so on stage, have you ever gone blank?
No,
never had that
never
experience.
Gone blank. No, thank you.
That's all right, mate.
Never gone blank. I'm so raw with it yet.
Okay.
I totally go on there like I do with the. It's trying to find a style that works for you. You have loads of people that like to write it all out and have it like sort of set. I just sort of go, right, I'm just going to go up there and have a go.
So it's off the cuff?
Off the cuff.
Okay.
Have a topic in my head, think I might cover that. And I go on there and I just go off the cuff. So my nerves are extremely high.
Really?
I feel like, I don't know, I haven't tried it yet, to get a set properly done, but I'm too like, I don't know, I can't remember it like that.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find a style that works for you, but you've got to do it loads of times to see what works for you, sort of thing. Okay. So I'm up there just going play with the crowd, just see what you sort of see and sort of
So how do you deal with the nerves?
I don't know, just go in for it. I think you just got to just go all in. I think you can't. It is hard. I think it's experience. It's just keep on doing the things, and you just get better over time. And when you're first doing it, you never done it. Like I remember the reason I sort of went into stand up or do things is because my mates, we sort of went out and went to a comedy gig, and they sort of said, "Oh, you're funnier than that, Alex. You should try that."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I could never go up on there. I could never do that. Like, no way would I want to go up there. Like, there's no way I'd be doing stand up." And then as time sort of went on, I sort of said, "Oh, I might do it," because I was sort of doing videos online as a joke, like within my group of friends.
Okay.
And we used to go out, and I used to go, "Oh, Hayman, do this," and I used to film stuff, and I used to joke around. It went around my school. I was doing this sort of jokey stuff, and they said, "Oh, you should start doing videos." So I just enjoyed being in front of the camera and just doing stuff. And then I sort of thought, right, I'm going to go for stand-up. So I was sort of writing stuff down. Then COVID hit, and I couldn't get a gig anywhere because of the thing. So I was like, what can I do? I want to see if this is any good. So then I started up the channel, and that's how it sort of started, sort of thing. So, Yeah, what was the question for that? I've just gone on a tangent. I've never blanked. I think I can always find a gap to fill with something. Yeah.
Yeah, pause.
But that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you can always fill it, then you think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'd be petrified doing comedy, man. I think. Like, I'll sing in front of anyone.
That's what I don't
care.
get.
Yeah, I would sing in front of anyone. Like, I think it's different. I mean, comedy, like, you can be funny and you can be in a pub and you can be funny. Like, you can have a funny mate.
Yes.
But when you know, there's something, I had a mate, Tom Goldsmith, and he's moved to New Zealand now, but he could just, anyone, any walk of life, it could just make laugh.
Yeah.
And it was just not, and I was like, mate, he could totally bottle that up and sell it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, no, I don't want to, don't want to do all that sort of thing. But have you ever had a bad heckle on stage?
No, I never had a bad heckle. Like I say, the only thing is about that Millwall stuff. That's probably the only thing that I can actually say now. But every time I've sort of done one, I've always had really good reception in a sense. So been really lucky. But probably not done enough to tell you. More down the line, I will have a bad day. Yeah. You just got to. It's just you just got to have it, and you got to have a bad time. It doesn't mean anything reflected on you. No. There's a stand-up guy. I went and did a gig in Chelmsford, and he was late. Well, not late. You sort of get there early and you watch other acts, and he was the last on, sort of thing. And he's been doing it years. And he turned up sort of when he was about to go on, like just proving. He sort of asked, he went, "How's the crowd? Everyone all right?" And he went, "Yeah." And he went, "Oh yeah." And he had something to eat. I went, "The bloke's having something to eat. I'll be in it." Like I don't know how he's eating. Like he had a full on pie and mash. Like he was sitting because I did it at the pie and mash.
Bit heavy.
Yeah, and he was sitting there just like, I was thinking, this bloke's like really chilled. And I sort of said, "Oh, you're all right getting on?" He said, "Yeah, I'm at that stage now. If they don't laugh, it's not me, it's them." And he had this massive self-confidence. You think, but he's been doing it so long, that will come. You've just got to keep applying yourself and do it. And there's no reason why you shouldn't get to that. You might always have an anxious vibe towards things, but then that might be just how you are. So there's no point stressing about it. Use it to your advantage if you can.
I think it gives you a little bit of a strength though when you do have that sort of anxious nervousness feel. Yeah, because your adrenaline's
you care about I think you care about how you come across. You don't want to fail. You're not there just to sort of just get up on stage and that you want to really. Well, I do. I really want it to be like that was brilliant. Like not just be up there and just be a clown. And sort of go, God, that was really funny what you said. I used to have the thoughts of that, and it's just I want it to be a good performance. So that's probably I probably might always be anxious because I want it to come across right and be seen right, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I
think if you always care about whatever you do in whatever artistic, like even sports and stuff, if you care about it, you get the the feeling in the stomach and whatever.
Performance anxiety is a thing, isn't it? So I don't think you just got to learn to live with it.
I see it as you're hulking up a little bit. You know what I mean? Your adrenaline's making you go, right, I'm ready now. You know what I mean? We touched on it a little bit earlier about TikTok and socials and things like that. I mean, it seems like, it's funny, like looking at your following, there's a big following, especially on TikTok, and Instagram and stuff like that. I mean, it seems to me like, you're totally right. You don't want to box yourself into that. That TikTok vibe, so to speak.
Because we're yet to see anyone break out of that yet. So it's sort of like there could be something in that.
How important is it though to have the socials? Do you think?
What for you? Yeah,
just for whatever you do. Like you personally, like I suppose, would you have got to the place that you are now, potentially looking at other stuff in the pipeline without those socials?
No, massively. Probably exactly. The socials have been a massive thing. You can't deny that. But it's you don't want it to be just everything though. You sort of like the socials have been a massive thing of sort of finding out what I'm quite like. It's actually worked. It's quite good. Or I never, I did drama at school, but I didn't realise how much I did actually like filming myself. So you find out more about yourself in a way. But like without having all the stuff online, I never would have found an agent. I never got approached from stand-up gigs. I actually got stand-up gigs on the back of my actual videos and stuff.
Oh, wicked.
So I think it has been massive. But like you say, you don't want to. you see people, as fast as they grow, I think, on social media, the faster they'll come down as well, I think. So it has only got a ceiling, I believe, because it is so crowded.
Yeah.
You'll be totally replaced. Someone else will do exactly what you're doing again, because people do copy material. And I've never really got into that, because anyone that's starting up, a new creator, will do something that someone's already done, because it's proven likes and comments. It's proven that it works. So people will just take it on board and maybe just do a different spin on it.
Yeah.
So it's now the more you do, the more you've got someone else that's now got more material to borrow off of you, and that's how it's become so crowded. I think, I don't know whether I'm just looking out for content creators, but I think if I go on my phone, I'll see a new one pretty much every day that someone's just starting up, and it's just becoming so crowded.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's people that tell you to go live and stuff now. It's like a singer, and probably the same for comedy and things like that. Like, go live. Oh, you got an hour in the day to do it. It's like, I ain't, for one.
Yes.
And like, I just sort of, I feel like there's this empty screen looking at me, just me looking back, and I think, I know you can get a comment here and there or whatever. I mean, yours would be 10 times more than what mine's ever been, because I'm trying to get that live on the go.
Yes.
But I hate it. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was brought up doing all the gigs and stuff in pubs and clubs with real people, you know? And then all of a sudden you're like, this is your audience now. And it's like,
you're just seeing numbers.
It's not enough to spur me on really with that, because I'm not massively active on social media, because I don't think there's that subtle, like, there's not, like, when you do a gig and you have good and that, there's nothing that matches that.
No,
you're not just on there for the fame or just wanting to get likes and people. That ain't for me. That ain't what a reason I got into. Like I said, I never grew up at school wanting to be a TikToker. No. So it's just like, it's just not a thing. So yeah, I've had that. Why don't you go live? Why don't you do this? And yeah, I don't know how. When I look at stand-up comedy without a crowd there, and doing that live, I think that's massive. That's huge to try and make that. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be talking too much. If you wouldn't know if there's, because when you do stand up, there a laugh, you do a pause, you keep yourself, then you go into the next bit. You could just be reeling it off, and people are laughing, and then miss the next bit you've just said on the camera. So it's just sort of like, yeah, it could work the way that, like, the world's going. It wouldn't be surprising if that is now remotely. There might be even something out there now that is just like social media, is like just live stand-up comedy. I bet there's probably something out there that you can do that now. So yeah, that would be, like I say, same as you, like going to live. It ain't enough for me to do it. I know they said, you can make money, but it don't fit with me though.
No.
So yeah, I can't do it then, really. They're saying, you should do it, you can do it. Well, I can't really, because it ain't me. So there's no point suggesting it to me, really.
No.
Yeah.
So off the back of that, where do you see the industry evolving to?
What, in like TikTok and stuff like that?
Yeah.
In comedy.
In comedy.
I don't know. I think comedy's, like you say, you mentioned Little Britain there and stuff like that. That sitcoms were on the telly and stuff like that. It's died now. That doesn't happen. There's no sitcoms. There's nothing on the telly. So, of years ago, you'd have maybe a stand-up comic, then get into something on TV, and be getting like a sitcom and stuff like that. That was sort of like the old traditional way, isn't it? So for comedy-wise, I don't know if it's sort of what's popular. It's sort of like crime documentaries and sort of real life documentaries. There's sort of like sitcoms and jokes. It's sort of, no one wants to make one. No one wants to put one on telly, sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it should change. It should do a full circle. It should hopefully come. But I feel like, TV's stopped making comedy.
Yeah. Would you ever try to create something like that yourself? Like get a group of comedians and...
Yeah, I wanted to write because obviously just through my life, it's just being on the construction sites. That I wanted to make a construction site sort of comedy, like sitcom sort of thing, but have it like a mockumentary, sort of film like The Office and stuff, and sort of just filming like, sort of that industry, because it is a massive industry.
It's
the
huge.
Construction is huge. It is massive, but there is nothing to represent it much.
Yeah.
And you look at there is nothing on the telly that's ever sort of done that sort of field. So I've always thought that would be such a great, but then
that would be sick.
Yeah, it would be good. But
the characters as well.
Because the people I've met through life, it's just liars, and you think, you expect me to believe some of that. Like some guy who was an agency guy, he came on the site and he was agency chipping, and I sort of knew him from years ago. He'd been on the job and he'd been away, and I said, how you been? He went, I've been working in Afghan. And I looked at him and went, no, you haven't. And he was just sort of saying, yeah. He goes, I'm in the military and all that. I looked at him and thought, you're hitting 60. You walk like a fucking pigeon. And you weren't like that. Well, I was like, there's no way you're military grade. You smoke like a chimney. But it was just like, you looked at him and just think, yeah, okay, mate, we'll go with that. What you're saying.
He's a great sniper, though.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And I just sort of couldn't believe the people you do meet. So I've loved to have done like, but the thing is, you've got to do is that if you did put on there, you've got to make sure it's still people understand it, even if they've not been in the industry. So that would be the way to, I think the hardest thing about it would be to try and make it that everyone could enjoy it. That you don't have to be a tradie to just like it, if you know what I mean.
I used to be a still fitter. So I did so many characters that you meet in that. I think that'd be amazing. I always thought, like, just you saying on it, you can take it. I ain't going to take no artistic license. But like, I always thought, like in COVID, what was so weird is that like we don't really care about the construction people. Let's just send them to go and work while everybody else has the time off. It's like we were probably the healthiest people around that time. Because you was outdoors, but you was with all these people. I mean, the walks of life that you get, like
massively,
gobbing on the floor and whatnot, and just especially around COVID, it was just like, why? So why aren't our lives important then? So why have we got to stay here and just build these buildings that no one's going to go in anyway?
No, exactly, But
I don't know if you want to take that. You can say that.
No, but there is old walks, people like you say, you have the real bottom. I've even met people that think they're better than you and they're on the construction and they're like, you're on the same level with them, they're like more superior. Like, I've met people, they talk like they're politicians and you're like, you're a bloody electrician, mate. You know what I mean? So, but they act like they're so superior, and I'd love to get like that sort of. I even know a guy, right, that was a builder, but he would leave the house in a suit, get in a car because he was that ashamed of his neighbours knowing he was a tradesman.
Shut up.
He had a car and everything. He used to go in a suit, get changed and come back, and his neighbours would not know he did for work.
You're joking.
That, and you just think, what industry's like that? That you could sort of that, and I went, wow, and it was almost like, poor bloke that he's almost that ashamed of what he does or whatever. I don't know, or he's just wired weird. That he left, that was the duty. He left in a tie on suit, and then when it get changed on the site and get changed differently. So his neighbours never knew they lived next to her. And he used to apparently he used to park the van a couple of roads down.
Really?
Yeah, never outside the house.
I used to be so like proud of like getting all the muck on me, walking and you was on the train. And like it was like people look, I've done an hard day's work.
I can't jazz it up, mate. This is it. You know what I mean? I can't disguise it. Do you know what I mean?
Blood, sweat and tears.
It is what it is, isn't it? So mad. So there was loads of people. So I'd love to do something like that.
I'd love to see that.
Doing sitcoms like that. I think that'd be really funny to do something like that, because like I say, that's my own life experiences, so it'd be like not easy, but it would be like really familiar to do. So
I like not to be casting on your idea or anything like that.
I've snowballed in here.
Mate, keep going. You know we got it first. But like Ginger Cabby, like it would be quality for that, wouldn't it? Like to me, like it's funny you say, going back a little bit to where, you know, people not breaking out of that TikTok sort of social media side of things. He's one of them for me that has sort of transferred over a little bit into like, because he's been on the telly a few times and done a few bits and bobs, and he like, and you know, he's in that realm now of sort of Big John and like, people like that. I mean, he's
got a catchphrase and everything.
Yes. But I like, well, I think he'd be great on that show.
He would be.
But I suppose, is there an idea? Is there like in your head the Rat Pack of those comedians, so to speak, coming through that you would cast for that sort of show?
What, that I know of?
That you know?
Yes. I don't even think you'd have to be a comedian.
No.
But there is. I've obviously working in the crew, I've met loads of characters, and obviously when you go on sort of doing the stand-up comedy, you meet loads of different comedians and stuff, and you meet them type of people. So I've probably met people a few away that I could see working with together. And sometimes if you're doing a bit of a gig, you sometimes do feel like you're a little bit rivals there. Sometimes,
really?
you can sometimes feel like, you know, it's
getting in the ring.
It's a little bit not dog eat dog, but you want to be the best that night. And you so it's like, I feel like there's that subtle, no one says it, but there's that subtle
rivalry,
jealousy. If you've done well, a bit of rivalry there, a little bit, but nothing malicious, nothing horrible. But it's sort of like there is that sort of, so you sometimes find it hard to sort of make connections on the spot on that day. Maybe if you went away from it, you'd sort of banter, but you sort of, I was going to say something like that, or there is that bit of tension, because I think a little bit,
right.
Not horribly, but I think there is like, Yeah.
I'm the kid on the new kid.
Yeah, you sort of, it's oh, you did well. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, I've got to top that. I've got to go on after that, or something like that. Or like, if you've just bombed and someone else is scarring, you sort of fucking hell. Like, yeah.
Well, do you find that you're ever like that, or do you find that you're?
No, I think
don't cross me like that.
No, I would never be. But I get that feeling. Could be just me.
Yeah.
But I get that feeling like it is a little bit like you're a bit reserved, or a little bit. Or they might be just getting in the zone or whatever. But no, never been like that. Never been. Just not in the nature to do that. Sort of like to see anyone sort of like, want to make it a good experience. Would not want any tension at all. I've never been like that. Even on sites and stuff, you said people be like, oh, if I weren't happy with something, I'd probably just get on with it. Yeah, I probably would say, even though I'm pissed off about it, but I'm getting up. I wouldn't want there to be friction, really. Yeah. So no, I'm always probably. Good energy in a way. You just want it good, nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like anything, right? I mean, you like.
I had rivalries.
Yeah. Right. But
I bet massively. Yeah,
massive rivalries.
Mate, I bet your rivalries were just second to none, weren't they?
Second to none, definitely.
You needed that though. Do you reckon?
I needed it.
Yeah,
I needed it to push me to the next level. Yeah. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be as half as good as I was. So
it's healthy. It's not always bad, is it?
And I think it's always good to go in with a thing like I always go on stage and I think I could out-sing any of you. You know what I mean? But not to be too Liam and Noel about it. So we're the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just where do you cross that bridge from self-confidence to arrogance?
Yeah, exactly.
It's what is that fine line? Because you've got to have self-confidence.
Yeah.
And then if you do it, it's up to whether they think it's arrogant. But you've got to have self-confidence in yourself. Massively. Yeah.
And I think like for me personally as well, if there is a true talent that you see on that night, I'm like quality.
Yeah. Wouldn't be. No, say it's really good. Or
become mates with them, not enemies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean? Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Do you see anyone up and coming that you think, all right, this is the one? Do you follow anyone that you like? I like their content.
I've seen some stuff. Oh, there's a guy on TikTok I really find really funny. His name's Mr. Lookalike.
Okay.
If you've ever seen him.
Okay.
But he's, I'm not sure where he's from, but he is just the ideal look. Yeah, talking about people that you could cut, he's just phenomenally good at what he does. I find him hilarious. Yeah. He does stuff like, he'll just, Mr. Lookalike, he'll be a person you like working like Costa, and you have like, he really goes to extreme lengths, gets himself dressed up and stuff. But he's just, his whole image, I couldn't do that. It works for me. He's really got his image. He's got his style. He's got his sort of, and he's really funny. So I'd say Mr. Lookalike is probably someone for me on TikTok that I do like looking at. Yeah, definitely.
Right, we're gonna do a little game.
Yeah,
if you don't mind. It's called Showstopper.
Right.
I know you've driven it.
Yeah.
So we ain't got to do it.
Right.
We can either do like a finger of your beer or whatever like that. If you can't answer the question.
I'm really against drink driving.
Yeah, exactly. Just get that in there. We're all against it. We're all against it. Or I'll do your shot because I'm comfortably at home today.
Okay, yeah,
so
nice.
I'll take it. So the idea of the game is we will say this is for comedians. So this is British comedians.
Right.
So I'm going to say two names and you have to pick one of the names and tell us why you want that comedian over the other. If you can't pick one, then it's a shot.
Right.
Or you do a finger of your beer. If you really want me to do a shot, I'll do your shot.
Right, okay.
So I'll start off. Matt Berry or Jack Whitehall?
Jack Whitehall.
Why?
Matt Berry I've not seen enough of.
Yeah.
Jack Whitehall for me, I think he's really funny, Jack. League of Their Own, seen him in that. I think he's done a lot of good. The Bad Education, I think, is really good, isn't it? So probably me for Jack White. And he plays that really feminine comedian really well. Because you can't, being comic, like, you can't be macho and it be funny. You've got to be a bit feminine, a bit of that, because that's what works. No one finds macho funny. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So he's really good at really taking the piss out of himself, I think. So Jack White, I think I'd say Jack over him.
Okay. Jack Whitehall or Kevin Bridges?
Kevin Bridges, hands down. Yeah. I like Jack, but Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's. Oh, he is hilarious, isn't he?
So slow, isn't he? But just the delivery.
Yeah. You've seen him when he stays around. I'm going to be a custody, and he goes and he has a takeaway. Got house street. That is just hilarious. Kevin Bridges. Yeah.
I see a little bit of Billy Connolly in just his way of. I know it's Scottish or whatever, but just his way of delivery and the tone and the slowness.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. This is an hard one. Yeah. Kevin Bridges or Frankie Boyle?
Kevin Bridges.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, surprising.
Frankie Boyle, a lot of mates like him.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's not saying he's not funny, he's just not me. So it's, he's got an act, but not my person. I don't feel like he does But then again, I haven't watched enough into comment. But the only way I can, like, sort of my own assumptions is sort of like he's very. People might go, well, he does it all the time, mate. So, yeah, no, you're wrong. But I don't feel like he talks stuff that I find relatable or talks about life. He's a little bit one-liner-ish or a bit more crowd work or taking the piss out of things. Not sort of...
He's heavy, isn't he?
Yeah, he won't take you on a story much.
No.
Or something like that. But he might do. I might be completely wrong. But I've seen of him, I've just not doesn't resonate with me much.
I find him quite dark boil.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like him.
Yeah, no, I get why people would do like that. Yeah, I get. But for me, it'd be funny. But you wouldn't. I can watch a comedy night, and like, people say you didn't enjoy it, you didn't laugh once. No, I did. I enjoyed the whole, the listening, the story of it, the talking about it. I could just in tune. I don't just because I burst out laugh doesn't mean I've not enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But with him, I don't think I've had that.
Okay.
I don't enjoy listening to him. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, Kevin Bridges or Lee Mack?
Oh, yeah. Kevin Bridges, probably.
Okay. Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lee Mack is funny, but I don't, stand-up wise, just him solely, don't know. I think he works better on them panel shows like 8 out of 10 Cats, and they do that really funny. Like I went to see Sean Lock live, and Sean Lock was he's funny as anything on 8 out of 10 because he bounces off of people. Even when he had Jedward on there, and they were making a bit of a nuisance. He went, "Well, they don't hit kids in Ireland now," and he just said stuff, and it was just really funny. Then I watched his stand-up. It wasn't not funny, but he was like, I loved him in that crowd with having people around, and I think Lee Mack's like that when I see him on there. I love him on the panels when he's doing the shows, but whether I'd find him as much fun doing the stand-up, probably.
Yeah.
But Kevin, I think Kevin's brilliant.
Right, okay, Kevin's
yeah, Kevin's
well
winning it, yeah.
So, Kevin Bridges or Dylan Moran?
I don't know who Dylan Moran is.
Yeah, the Irish comedian back in the day. All right, let's scrap that one. Scrap that one, right. So, Kevin Bridges or Rick Mail?
Kevin Bridges, Rick Mail, not my era.
Yeah, I got. There was a lot of. I'm trying to get them all. You know, it's like the heavyweights of the golden era.
Rick Mail, is he the guy that did
Bottom and?
Is he Fred?
Yeah, Drop Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred. Yes, yeah.
And he was in the thing recently with the teacher from what's his name? In Betweeners. He played his dad in it.
Oh, Greg Davis.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was in that and he died in that.
Yeah,
and I was like,
right.
Oh, so he was sort of still about.
Yeah,
but yeah, definitely not now, unfortunately.
No.
But right, go on then, mate.
We've got Kevin Bridges or Matt Berry.
We already done that.
We've had that one.
We've already done that one.
We've done that one.
Yeah, that's me. That's my fault. Yeah.
No, we've had Matt Berry and Jack Whitehall, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had that one. So Kevin Bridges and
Roshmere.
Ramesh Raghunathan.
Kevin Bridges still.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I should have done him later. All right. Kevin Bridges or Mo Gilligan?
Oh, Kevin Bridges.
Oh,
yeah.
Kevin
Mo is still good
smashed
though.
it.
Mo's a one that's come through the social media, started off and went big.
Yeah.
He's a massive. He was real early on doing that.
Well, even with the old Big Nasty program and all that, Mo really found like his sort of step in there. I thought his TV. I didn't know how well that would do that show.
No,
and it's 3 seasons later.
Yeah, is it still on there?
No, I don't think it's on there anymore.
No.
But it did 3 seasons. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh wow, here's Mo, because you know him. He similar to like, hello mate, how you doing? Doing all the cockney thing, didn't he? And I found that hilarious.
Yeah, he was funny.
On it yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right, off you go. So Kevin Bridges still in it. There you go.
Peter Kay.
Oh, Peter Kay, yeah, it is another one. Sort of like growing up, it was massive. Like, yeah, my dad loved Peter Kay. I don't know. I think Kevin Bridges would still sway that for me personally. Yeah.
So was Kevin one of your favourites anyway?
Yeah, Kevin's up there for me massively. Yeah, Kevin's. I think
it's going to be hard to take him off.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to take him off. Only one that I can tell you who would take him off.
No. Just in case. In case. Wait till the end because we might not even have it. Right. Yeah. Okay. Kevin Bridges or Mickey Flanagan?
Yeah, Mickey Flanagan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the one I was going to say. Yeah, Mickey Flanagan. Yeah, Mickey Flanagan would be the one. Obviously, I've seen him 2 or 3 times now, and always funny. Yeah, Mickey Flanagan 100% would be out there for me. Yeah.
I went to see Mickey on his second tour where he talks a lot about making it and having money.
Yes.
And being popular in that sense.
Yes.
And it wasn't that I was disappointed because I did laugh,
yes.
but I didn't find it as funny as the first one. And I was like, I don't want you to talk about money because I don't know what it's like having money.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was a thing of, but it was.
I think you just couldn't deny it. It was like the elephant in the room.
Completely the elephant in the room. And like, there's a moment where similar to one of your skits actually, like the Kitchen Ravers. So when he was talking about like he's got his mate in the corner or whatever, like he's going like all like that to him, touching his nose and stuff like that. I couldn't stop laughing at that. I'm going to ask you about that Kitchen Ravers one afterwards, actually, if that's all right.
Yeah, totally.
There you go, man.
No, you go.
Okay, Mickey Flanagan. Or Lee Evans?
Let's go with Lee.
Yeah?
Let's go with Lee with an all-round performer. Like you say, he was brilliant on actual TV as well, like something about Mary when he was in that. He was the pizza boy.
Yeah.
So Lee, I'd say physical side of it, completely different to Mickey, in a sense that, Lee, we'll take Lee with that then.
Okay.
The joint top in my eyes there.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee Evans or Jimmy Carr?
Yeah, Lee Evans.
Okay. Why is that?
And Jimmy Carr, like I say, for me personally, like I say, when people give you, it's not like they're not funny, it's just they're not for you sort of thing. But Jimmy Carr, I'd say, he is funny, but he's come up with some one-liners, but I'd say I could sit down and really listen to Mickey. I wouldn't want him. I could all the time talk to him. Or Lee Evans, you could just always. But with Jimmy, I'd say he's not funny. He's still a funny guy, but it doesn't top them for me there.
Okay.
All right, I reckon this one would stump me. Lee Evans or Ricky Gervais?
Oh, Ricky Gervais.
I thought I was going to have to do a shot then.
Ricky Gervais. Oh, yeah. Like I say, he is someone that you wouldn't even have to laugh. You just like listening to.
Oh.
You love his point of view.
You just love his laugh.
You love his and he's just got his angle, the way he sees things. When he even dissects the Bible and just makes it sound so stupid. He's so clever and witty, and it's almost like I don't have lie. I've enjoyed that, listening to that. So that's what I like with comics, is that having. Yeah, personally, a real good, it's good. Is it a story or just grabs you in, just sort of held you there and just talks and really shows you clever things? Because sometimes you watch stuff, you can sort of see stuff where they're going to come. You sort of can see, here we go, I can see the joke coming here. And I've heard comedians go, Nan's got dementia and all that. And you sort of think, I know where this is going. He goes, she's forgot about that 20 quid she lent me. And you sort of think, you sort of that, but that sort of like, you hear that loads of like comments. But when you've got that, like someone like Ricky, when he was dissecting the Bible, talking about Joseph and doing all this thing about loads of, and even Kevin Bridges has done that. And he's like, and you just find that so. I find that really funny. But some people, you could lose people with some people. Like, it's whatever your personal taste is. Really.
Yeah, Ricky's number one for me.
Yeah, Ricky's just phenomenal.
Human nature when he was like talking to a woke audience, and he was just saying, so here's an ironic joke now, and then he'd have to explain that, but he did it in such a good way that it was a two fingers up to the like shut up, this is a joke, if you keep doing this, you're gonna kill us all, there's gonna be none of us left, so shut up.
Ricky, I think like you say, he gets away with that. I think anyone that wanted to come out and be the new Ricky now, you'd be shot down. But as Ricky's already, you're knowing what that's like, he keeps it going, if you know what I'm saying. But I think if you wanted to be the next Ricky Gervais in that sense of have that view, you wouldn't get anywhere. I personally think you'd be shot down how much everyone's so touchy.
I reckon the Golden Globes made him untouchable because it was like when he was in front of royalty, there's a lad from Reading, like being given the best, like done
it 7 times, didn't he?
But they just let him do what he wanted, man. Like Mel Gibson, I mean, rightfully so. He got shot down for what he'd done, but it was just like, in the end, he's getting shot so much. You sort of feel bad for the guy who's a racist guy. You think like, no, you can't feel bad for him. No. It's like ridiculous. He
was a total league in his own, isn't he? Like, he could get away with anything you want.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Ricky Gervais or Bill Bailey?
Oh, yeah, Ricky Gervais.
I think this is going to be
Ricky Gervais is the pinnacle for me.
Ricky Gervais or David Mitchell?
Yeah, Ricky Gervais. I like David Mitchell, though. Yeah, I like him in that Peep Show.
Maybe, I'll tell you what, maybe Ricky Gervais has won, right?
Yeah.
So would you do, all right, Mitchell or Webb?
Well, out of them two?
Out of them two.
Oh, it'd be Mitchell, yeah. Mitchell is the one that's... He's the main guy in the Peep Show, the geeky one.
Yeah.
No, for me, I think he's really funny. Yeah,
Okay.
Peep Show's phenomenal. I think.
Oh mate, it's quality.
Doing it. I think that's really it's totally obscure. No one's done anything sort of like that in a way how it was filmed in a sense when it was like through the eyes of everyone, wasn't it? So yeah, good. Yeah.
Robert Webb or Russell Brand?
I'm gonna go probably Russell Brand over that Webb guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Russell Brand's. Yeah, I don't know. He's up to something lately in the news, and I don't think he's. Yeah, you'd probably say be bad if you said you liked him in today's society at the moment, because I think he's got done for some certain things in the moment. Didn't he rape and all that? Yeah, sort of. So, but for me, Russell Brand, funny. He's sort of like in his own sort of box, wasn't he? Sort of like no one like him.
Russell Brand or Noel Fielding?
Noel Fielding. I think I know Noel Fielding.
Mighty Boosh. You know, the guy who looks like a bit like Bruce Forsyth, but with like a mod haircut.
Yeah, and he's got the eyeliner.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched enough, so I'll probably have to go Russell Brand over him.
Okay.
Russell Brand or Billy Connolly?
Billy Connolly.
Oh, just out of interest, would Ricky Gervais beat Russell Brand and Billy Connolly?
Would Ricky Gervais
beat
Russell Brand and Billy? Oh yeah, Ricky Gervais smashes all of these.
Okay, so last one. I know what this is going to be: Billy Connolly or Stephen Fry.
Oh, Billy Connolly.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That's done. All right.
No
thanks
shots.
for playing again. No shots.
No.
You could have done me. You could have done me with Lee Evans, and I appreciate it. I've got a headache as it is. So I was like, fine. What does you're a West Ham fan, right? So what does West Ham mean to you?
West Ham. Well, I didn't have a choice. It was sort of when I was at school, it was sort of my best mate at the time in primary school. He had an Arsenal lunchbox, and I actually wanted to be an Arsenal fan because it was my best friend that just was Arsenal. I sort of didn't, sort of do that, sort of go with your mates. I was about 5, and then I said, I like Arsenal, and Mum had to buy me an Arsenal lunch. When my mum, dad's found out, who's season ticket holder at West Ham, took my brother and my cousin. And he said he ain't going to be an Arsenal fan. So then I got turned to West Ham. So that was the first game I ever seen live. And then I had a season ticket at Upton Park and went with my granddad and cousin and my brother for years. And it was sort of like a ritual every weekend. And obviously my granddad got too old and it was sort of hard mobile-wise for him to go. So we stopped going after that, basically. But yeah, if you say West Ham, it's sort of in a weird way, it's family in a sense. That it was that family time sort of thing, yeah.
What was your first game?
First game, I remember very well. I can't remember my first. I think it was someone big. I think I went to the Man United one.
Right, okay.
And we lost. And it would have been, first.
Of course we did.
It would have been 2 years before we got relegated in 2010. So I was about 8 or 9.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was... I think we went to Man United, but the one I really remember was Scott Parker. We played against Wigan, and he was my favourite player. And I think he got it 3-2, and it was all singing Sweet Caroline afterwards.
Yeah.
But Scott Parker, I just remember all the time going to West Ham, just getting by all the time. Just totally different atmosphere what it is now.
Yeah.
That total, you got all that. Yeah, you would never have had that sort of players, and it was always like, it was.
I've secretly wanted Parker at manager for a while.
Yeah, I think he'd be a really good manager though. Yeah. I think he's doing really well at Burnley, isn't he?
Oh mate, he's from Championship. Like he's smashed it through getting teams up.
Yes. I don't know if he won it with Fulham. Did he win it with Fulham, or did he get playoff?
He got Fulham up. I don't think he won. I think
he won it with Bournemouth. Did he?
Yeah, he did win it with Bournemouth. I'm pretty sure. I think
he's got Fulham and Bournemouth both up, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So like for Burnley to have him, that's the right appointment. If you want to get yourself back in the Prem, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's won the title once, and then I think the rest of it he might have got second and just went up. He's
one of them though that needs to just sort of learn to zip it, because it seems like he's said a lot. You know, I ain't getting the money. 2 fingers, and I went, well. Actually, our board has done more than enough in terms of money lately.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you don't give it back to the old, one of the Dildo brothers now, but you don't give it to them really. Yeah. I think they're just like, nah, mate, you do that.
Yeah.
How do you think Lopetegui's going to do this season?
Oh, I think it's someone that we didn't really want. It's not. I don't think it's anyone that we asked for. I don't think Lopetegui's what everyone had in mind. But I'm under that impression. He's here now. You got to get behind him, ain't you? Yeah, so you sort of got to Yeah, I don't know. It was really exciting, but all of a sudden was like, "Oh, you're going to finish top 4 with all them players you signed." It was never ever going to be like that.
No,
it's if you do really well, it's usually the outcome is you don't really do, because it almost like everyone sets you up to be like, "Oh, you're going to do this really well," and it's sort of like anti-climax to that. So I still was, even with all the business we had done, I was still pretty optimistic in saying that it doesn't always necessarily mean we're going to do really well this year. So yeah, I think give him time. Like I say, he's probably not someone I would have had in mind. When I see Ruben Almiron coming on the plane from Sporting, I was sort of like, "What? We're gonna go for him?"
Yeah,
like,
I know. That was like
no
that,
way. Like, and it was like 50 million release clause he was going to have. I was saying, that's what you hear, whether it's true or not.
He was sexy though, wasn't he?
He was just a flair. When he just like, you just expect like Chelsea to have him or City, not have him at West Ham. So like, when I was like, yeah, totally. But yeah, will he stay? Lopetegui? Don't know.
Where do you see you lot finishing this season?
Realistically, probably 9th or 10th.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I'll think if we get up to the 10th, his first season.
Different style of play in some ways.
Yeah,
it's meant to be a whole different transition period there. Yeah, weird with some of the players he's brought in there, like Carlos Soler. He looks okay, but it's sort of like Prowse's gone out on loan. We probably loaned him out in his best years. He's 29, 30. Sort of loaned him out. So if he comes back, he's definitely going to go now, isn't he? Like, you're not going to hold him until he's 30. So he's sort of like in his best sort of playing peak years, he's loaned out to someone else to enjoy. So I'm really sort of sceptical how that works out. I know he did really bad the other day. Then he got red carded, didn't he?
Yeah.
So don't look. But I was almost seeing that as like, might regret that. Going because when he first started with us, and he was massive, wasn't he? Like, everyone couldn't believe how well he was doing. Everyone was like rating him, like, "Oh, I can't believe." And you look at his stats; he's done really well for us. I know everyone says he's a bit of a one-trick pony and sort of stuff like that, but gives you something completely different.
Oh, mate, yeah.
And that set pieces and stuff like that,
but his one trick was never a trick for us because he never scored the free kick, did he?
No, he never did
scored
that,
from a corner.
Yeah.
And but I agree. I was gutted when he went because I just thought. The lad loved us. Yeah. And it's not every day you sign someone's captain.
Yeah.
And we've done it twice now where we've signed Maxwell Kilman.
Yeah.
And I think personally, I'm going to put it out there. I really love Bowen. I think Bowen is more of a sort of growing to be a hero than Rice was, right? And I love Rice, what he done.
Yeah.
He's gone to use, he's a turncoat. But for Bowen, I hope he proves me wrong because I think he's brilliant and he deserves to be a captain. But I wonder if it's taken away from his game. Like, that mental, like, I've got to check everyone's all right. I personally don't think he's captain material, personally. Nah.
I think I think you look at that team and think no one else sees it for this year. But giving it to someone like him and then taking it away from him, I think it's hard, isn't it? Because even if you say, I think someone like Max, if he's done it at Wolves, it would be like, and also it's like the captain don't have to necessarily be your best player. You look at United when they had Rooney as captain, it's sort of always like distracting. I don't think Rooney, I don't know, he sort of lead by example, them captains, is Bowen that good? He's every time in training he leads by example, so he's a captain for that. He don't necessarily need to tell you what to do. He just leads by example. That's why he's a captain.
Yeah.
But for me, captain wise, it would be setting examples. I think that goes without saying. Like sort of train the best and all that. Because if you want to be the best player, you've obviously got to train the best and do all that sort of thing. But I feel like Bowen, he ain't the type of person to sort of pull somebody and go, come on, sort that out.
Yeah.
And that's what I want from my captain, whether that's not how captains are nowadays. You just sort of have to sort of just lead by example and train the best and do that thing.
Yeah. See, I like centre-backs as captains.
Yeah. See the game better.
Yeah.
See everything in front of you.
Everything's clear.
Yeah, I do think there's a thing in that because like you say, Bowen and go, like, you don't know what's going on. I think you need someone like that. The goals are coming from him.
Yeah.
Totally for us. Just focus on that. Focus on getting it. Don't worry about organising the team or worrying about that. I feel Bowen, I would have probably have not said he was captain material personally.
I think I agree with you in terms of Kilman. I think, but what's weird about that is someone you've just signed and you've never seen play, and you go, "Here's the captaincy."
Yeah.
You can't do it, but that's what I'm saying. Do you give it a year, Kilman, and then you go, Bowen, give it, and I feel like it's hard to take it off of Bowen. Yeah, like because I feel like would that upset the player? Why am I not good enough now? I was good enough last year, but why am I not good enough now? He knows everyone now, so we're going to give it to him. So like it's weird, isn't it? So you sort of went to the top. You sort of don't want to upset him. Yeah. You don't want to upset Bowen because we want him as long as we can have him.
Lopetegui strikes me as someone who don't care who he's going to pee off, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like terms of taking players off that you've just signed in like, over 40 minutes, it's like, no, get off, like, you're gone. Like,
I hope he does well. I hope he does the well, Lopetegui. I hope he does.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, he's that Catalonian breed of manager.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it reminds me of, like, in a weird way, even when we were losing, I'm probably the only West Ham fan who's been saying it. I sort of, when I heard the name, I sort of wanted him.
Oh, like, really?
I would have rathered Sporting Lisbon guy.
Yeah.
Like, but when it come about, I was like, okay, so you don't get called up to do Real Madrid job for nothing, or the Spanish team job for nothing. And then I thought, right, look at Seville. He's won it with Seville. He did a great job at Porto. From nearly relegated Wolves, he got them up to 13th, and he moved on because he was so peed off with them because they wouldn't give him money. So I was like, all right, give the lad money, see what he does. And I mean, look, we're sort of time-stamping these episodes. These episodes ain't being released for a little while yet, but I think he's going to be fired by the time I'm saying all this.
Yeah. What was he on about?
What was he on about? We just said it out.
Just lost 8-0.
I think he's going to come good. And I think the performance the other day, which will remain nameless, like, he done well. So I am a little bit like, okay, let's see what happens with the guy. You went to England. You went to the Euros.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the Euros. So you went to the Slovakia game, is that right?
I went to Slovenia.
Slovenia?
Yeah, 0-0. So 0-0, terrible game. Great atmosphere though. First time seeing England away. Obviously we had a bit of a tricky time getting up there. We had to get the ferry. Our flights were delayed from the airport, so we had to get the ferry. And like, if you didn't get there was no replacement flights. Otherwise I would have missed the game. And there was 50 of us all going.
Oof! Wow.
Yes, it was really. There was already a few of us out there. I think there was 30 of us or something like that. 20 of us sort of waiting around, like, to go on the sort of aeroplane sort of around that time. And real hectic, but loved it. Like going over on a ferry and then staying the night. A different way to get to Amsterdam. So we went to Amsterdam first, stayed there for a little while because we also had a mate that had a stag on at the time. So we went there from there, and then we went in on the train going through Germany and just doing something like I had never done that before. Like going on the train, just how mad that is to go through Europe like that. So then got off a Cloyne and then went through there.
You must have had a lot of content created in that.
Well, I didn't.
No.
I did a bit. I shared a bit, but it was in my head to film a bit, but also sort of just too caught up in being in it. Do you know what I mean?
Don't want to miss it,
No, you're sort of just in it, and it's not in my back of my head to go. Like, I've never been that person who ordered something at the table and have something to eat and go, let me just take a picture before I eat it. I'll just eat it. You know what I mean? It's not in my head to document my life like that. It ain't me. You know what I mean? And you sort of, when you get a social media, you sort of, you go, well, you got to really try and be like that person. It ain't me. I'm just gonna eat. I'm hungry. I've ordered it, not take pictures of it. If I saw someone take, I couldn't give a shit what you're eating. I couldn't do. So with me, I filmed some stuff, and obviously didn't remember. Obviously, some of my mates were like, "No, don't get me in it. I don't want to be in it." Like, my girlfriends might see that. You know what I mean? Like, here we go. I'm the fucking journalist here. Like, I'm sort of like the bloody, like the snake, like the fucking rat. You know what I mean?
But they're always in your ear, aren't they? Like, say, for me, it was like label or whatever. Like, I'll make sure you film your day. It's like, well, I'm not just going to get in a camera out and just be like... And in the end, I was sort of taking the mick out of them, and I was filming content of, like, my best mate's nan.
Really?
And I was just like, but we'd have great conversations. And they'd just be like, this isn't what we want. This is... I was like, well, what do you want me to do?
What's right or wrong here?
It's like, I'm an East End lad. It's like, and here's an East End lady that I've spent some time with. I've talked to her. You want my day?
I thought that worked really well. I thought it'd be good.
Yeah, but it's I suppose what I'm saying is, like, everyone wants you, and especially I suppose talking to you about TikTok and socials and things like that, getting the camera out. That camera's in your time though, right? In your personal work time. So you're doing that for, I suppose your comedy. Are you doing it to help yourself, like, get better when you do those sort of things? Or I'm sort of
why do I do the videos? What's in it for me?
Yeah, well, yeah. No. Well, I suppose, but like live-wise, it going through life, going through England and filming all that, that's yours. You don't need the world to see that.
No,
right?
no.
You're doing something now for people to see that you've said, that's fine to see.
Yes. You know? Yeah, social media ain't just an open book for everyone in a sense. Yeah. It's sort of like, your life don't have to be everyone knows what you're doing. I don't even if I tried to be like that, it just ain't in my head to be like that or to document it in a sense. Like if I didn't do all the sort of like the content, I probably wouldn't even have Instagram or anything like that. I probably wouldn't be doing that. It's only because it's sort of like
that's me.
And I've got mate like it's sort of like as you grow, like you just don't. I just don't. I wouldn't say I needed it really. You sort of grow out of it, sort of thing. But as I've got my reasons, and there's people that like obviously I like doing that. But it's like say if. Like elsewhere, and I've just started doing other things. You might do regular updates, but I ain't in love with social media. It don't run my life. You don't need to. Like I say, people love it, don't they? Documenting, showing you what they're up to, making their lives look so much more interesting. But deep down, it can't be. No. It ain't. Life ain't like that. No. It's all fabricated, and if it gives people, and I listen. I could be a victim of it. I look at fucking bloke's doing well, isn't he? And you sort of think, no one's actually like that, mate. Yeah. No one's actually, and it even tricks you, even though you know deep down it's bollocks. Yeah. But it can still trick you. Yeah. That someone's having. So I just personally, I use social media for what I want to get out of it. I don't feel like I need to do it just to showcase everything.
Do you think people do it as a cover-up for what's going on in their life? Just to show that it's nice, but it's not actually nice.
Oh, massively, massively. Because no one's ever going to go. No one's ever gone in there and gone, I had a shit day, all happening today. You know what I mean? No one's just sat here all day in front of FIFA or filming. It ain't going to get views, so you've got to make it interesting. You're doing stuff out the norm, ain't you? Really? Yeah. You couldn't film yourself just having a normal day. Like I've had a bowl of Cocoa Pops, walk back here, watch Friends on telly for 6 hours. Do you know what I mean? That's real, but someone's, I've got to make it, I've got to do stuff. You're doing stuff out of the ordinary. Do you know what I mean? So you are making it fake, in a sense. Because you're not doing it real, are you?
No. We need an apocalyptic blackout of all the satellites go, internet's left, and we just originally, people start going down pubs and just talking again, and that's why I like having it in here. You can have a chat. So we were talking about England.
Yes,
England manager. Who do you think should be the next England manager?
Oh you saying about Lee Carsley earlier, and we was talking about saying about him being an Irishman and stuff like that. I do feel the England have sort of put them in place ready for the top job, because Southgate sort of went that way, didn't he? And he worked with the under-21s and went up. It would make sense if Lee was doing well now. I know the last performance wasn't too good, but I couldn't tell you how Gareth did when he first got it. I don't know whether he won a couple and lost a couple when he first came into it. You sort of forget that early on. So Lee could be on a better path than what Gareth did when he first got the job. I'm not too sure. So it's hard to sort of judge him now. I like the idea that he's had the players previously, the under-21s. He's obviously done really well, won the Euros with them. I don't know if he's done the World Cup as well as the Euros. Did he win under-21s or was it just the Euros?
I'm not sure.
I think he definitely done the Euros. I heard something about that. Whether he got them semis or finals, I could be completely wrong. But I like the fact that he's got that in his book, because it's no point asking Harry Maguire or seeing how Harry Maguire don't get on well with him, or the more senior players, because they're not going to be there at the next tournament. Lee needs them. So if the younger lads go, because I remember Anthony Gordon, he said Lee, in my eyes, is totally the nuts and all that. So you're sort of thinking, you want some players that want to play for a manager. I sort of like that, because it does matter about them, because they're the next lot in line. So if they've got someone they feel comfortable with, and he's proven to win stuff with them,
that's true,
it could go well.
Yeah.
So I'd like it. Sort of fits. It sort of seems like that should work. Yeah. But then there's almost no one knows what you're up to, Lee. Now you're on the main stage, whole different kettle of fish to deal with that whole pressure of everything, of being an England manager and the results, and then the scrutiny. That really tests you as a character, doesn't it? Massively. Yeah. So whether it'd be like, I can do it when no one knows what I'm up to, because no one gives the under-21s England's are losing or nothing like that. But you does matter if you're in the England job of that. So it could be like, he's hit a ceiling there, in a sense that he might be better as a coach, just as a coach sort of thing. But
just being around the lads.
Just doing that sort of thing. He could be a great assistant maybe. But I feel like England make them that he was always going to be the next England manager.
Yeah.
In my eyes, personally. Because he also looked at the Spain who won it, and their guy was the under-21s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The guy that was the manager of Spain, he was the under-21s. So he'd now gone and won it with the senior team. So it's sort of like, why can't we do that? But then you look at other names, like Tuchel's been linked with that, and then you think, I don't want a German as England. Do you want just the English manager? But English managers don't win anything.
No.
So it's sort of like, you've got to divert. So,
I think Eddie Howe could win something though.
Yeah. What, with England or just in general?
With England.
With England, Eddie, could you... out of all the English managers, he's the only one that you could probably say you could.
Yeah.
I don't know if that Kieran McKenna of Ipswich, he's a good man. I don't think he's I think he's the Irish, isn't he?
McKenna, yeah.
I think stabbing a dart there.
Yeah.
I think he's right. So even him, I think the last person, an English person, to actually win anything like Premier League title since 1976, I think it was Howard Wilkinson.
Yeah.
So that just shows you, English manager's going to win a title of anything. So
let's get a Scott. Let's get Alex Ferguson.
I don't know. Yeah, Tuchel. Like you say, anyone with a proven track record is good. But
I'd have loved Klopp. I'd have loved.
Yeah, Klopp for me. I like Pep Guardiola. He's phenomenal. I remember when Klopp left and said, "Oh, is he as good as Pep?" And all that. There was all that debate on TalkSport, sort of saying,
"Yeah,
he ain't a 10 out of 10. Pep's a 10 out of 10." But for me, I preferred Klopp over Pep.
He sort of. I think he's got the hearts of the English
I would have played
public.
for that man. I would have totally played for Klopp. You know what I mean? I would love to have done. Like, you look at me and think, I'd love to get a praise off of him.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The big grin.
Yeah, you don't really want that passionate show. That's my type of manager. Like, Pep's sort of can't the way he's changed the game, the football and all that. But for me, on a man management, I think Klopp, I'd love to have played for. Out of the two, Klopp. Definitely. Yeah.
Before we go, Alex, one of my favourite videos of yours is Kitchen Ravers.
Yes.
Because I feel like I know everyone in that Kitchen Ravers.
That's what I say. I do stuff that's real that I've seen. So that is, I
feel like I would give that 10 out of 10 for accuracy on people that you know and that you meet in a kitchen past 2 o'clock in the morning. Where it's going to be an open question. This, how many of those characters are your mates? Like where gonna drop them in it?
Yeah. Every single one of them. They're 2 into 1, probably some of them.
Really?
But they are. Yeah, just like I say, I don't touch the stuff.
Yeah.
So I was always sort of the outside looking in at these people. So it's sort of it was so funny because if you sort of growing up sort of dibble dabble and doing stuff, that once you're in it, you're not really sort of seeing what's going on. You know what I mean? It's only in the morning. What did we say last night? But you haven't got someone there just sort of like totally different way of looking, going, yeah, I'm gonna expose you, cunt. Like, there's something in this. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be just us that doing this.
No.
And I think as you go out and you sort of have other people come around and go, we go around people's houses and you go, yeah, we're all doing this. Whether it was since COVID it became a thing. Yeah. But it's like, after parties are always a thing. But
trust me, mate, it was happening
before.
So
for me, it's like, I always go around there and just thinking, surely other people, then you put it out there and it works and it's sort of like people can relate to you, going, there's something in that.
It's like everyone that's in that character. It's like, oh mate,
I know that one.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Alex, thanks so much for coming over.
No way.
Really appreciate it.
No, enjoy it. It's brilliant.
That is the bar closed. Lovely. That is Alex Hayman, and thanks very much. The Champ and Contender podcast over and out. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, mate.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.